I want to apologize for taking so long to get this video out, even though this says 1 day ago. That is because I posted it 1 day ago. I kind of forgot that I like to do these things where I ask you guys what you think of the chapter so far. And I normally do it before the mid-chapter patch, so kind of fucked myself on that one. But I promise you, for the D&D chapter, I will do this kind of video within the span before the mid-chapter patch. So, chapter 31, All Things Wicked, has been out for, of course, an entire chapter rotation. By the time you guys are seeing this video, Vecna will be in the game, so, you know, we'll be kind of late on this one. But, outside of that, I asked you guys what you thought about what you thought about chapter 31, and we got only 24 comments. Again, I have to rush this video out, so I'm not able to do as much as I am before. But if you want to be part of these community posts, every so often I'll make a community post and say, hey, I want you guys in a video, tell me what you think about blank subject, and then you respond to that, and I go through all of them. I never skip a person unless I absolutely have to, like it's some egregious shit. But it is a first come first serve, so if you commented later on after the post was made, then you're toward the end of the video, stuff like that. So for me personally, I think this is the best chapter that I have experienced since I started playing the game. As far as All Things Wicked, again, my opinion may change with the Dungeons and Dragons release. We haven't gotten a dev update yet, which kind of irritates me, and I'm recording this on the Tuesday before the new chapter drops, but hey, it is what it is. In any case, this is quite possibly the best chapter I have played since I started playing the game, and I started playing during the night PTB. So I really loved it. I really loved the design of the killer. I loved Goth Mommy Sable. I love the lore of the killer. I don't know Sable's lore because I didn't read it. The map is aesthetically one of the best maps in the game. The palette design is kind of shit. The only thing I really hate is I hate cleansing the weakness from the killer by looking at him. I hate looking at the killer as a form of counterplay. It's stupid. It's never gonna work. I don't care about your arguments for why it does work. It just doesn't. It does not work. It is not good. It feels bad on the survivor side. It feels bad on the killer side, and it needs to go away, and we need to do other stuff with it. That being said, I quite enjoyed it. Now, the mid-chapter patch, I specifically asked people to not bring up the mid-chapter patch, not because I didn't want to stain the thing of behavior, but because realistically speaking, the mid-chapter patch is I'm trying to figure out how to put this kindly. Realistically speaking, the mid-chapter patch was fucking terrible, and it's universally agreed it was fucking terrible. In fact, I was talking with Kaido, and I think that 7.7.0 really fucked us as creators, because after the 7.7.0 patch released, and for the subsequent 2.5 months until we got the announcement or the subsequent month and a half until we got the announcement for Dungeons and Dragons, views were down all over the place. My views were down, other creators' views were down. 7.7.0 was such a bad mid-chapter, it fucked us as creators. That being said, we're kind of back in the saddle, numbers are back up, so let's go ahead and see what you guys thought about the chapter. Bennett says, while not the biggest fan of Sable as a character, her perks were different enough to be interesting, if nothing game-changing, and strengthen the shadows as a staple in my builds. Unknown is one of my favorite killers they have made in a long time, with a few issues that made me boil down add-ons, honestly, and perks were a letdown. I don't think his perks were a letdown completely. I think that Unforeseen is probably one of the better perks to come out of a killer release in a very long time. It's definitely a power crept perk. It outdoes Trail of Torment in every single way. Unbound is kind of shit, and Undone is complete and utter dog shit, but Unforeseen is really good. The new map is all right and seems to take the idea of map that can be made smaller if played correctly by the killer. The double palette loops are an interesting idea that allows for choice decision making on both sides. Overall, one of the better chapters, all that we've gotten in a long time. I just don't like the design of throwing pallets everywhere, but I get you. Raven says the perk in maps is nice. I don't like the Unknown or Sable, so probably 3 out of 5. I would have liked to know why you don't like them, but okay, fair enough. Left says Sable is a money printer for them, so I'm just hoping we seeing the start of something that holds up better than boons. The Unknown has cool lore and his perks are fun. He just isn't fun to go against, and his power is underwhelming. I think he's pretty fun to go against. I like killers where I have to pay attention and dodge. So I think he's fun to go against. Fantastic says, I was initially disappointed with the Unknown for teasing another shapeshifter, but once I got over myself, it was really cool. Did they tease another shapeshifter? I don't think that's what they teased. I think this community has a bad habit of attaching assumptions to teasers, without, like, understanding what they're doing. Not of all time, because, like, I understand this is in reference to the Legion trailer, but, like, I'm talking, like, in recent memory. Like, when the teaser for the, for Skull Merchant dropped, people were like, it's Terminator. Like, even I was like, oh, is it Terminator? Is it Terminator? That sounds cool. But people were like, it's Terminator, it's Terminator. And then when it wasn't Terminator, they're like, why did they tease Terminator? They didn't. They didn't tease Terminator. We just assumed it was. This is Friends says, it started off really amazing, but the constant changes and reworks were never good, and they made the game worse in my opinion. Also, the change to Unreal 5 was definitely rough. This is why I said, don't bring the mid chapter in. Also, if we're gonna talk about the mid chapter, the Twins rework was good. The Twins changes. I know somebody's gonna go, Benny, when's the next rework? Yeah, whatever, bro. The Twins change was really good. I don't know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what you mean by they were never good. To say that they were never good is just wrong. Like, even Weaving Spiders got a bit of a buff from the PTB. You know what I mean? It wasn't a strong one, but it was a bit of a buff. Like, there were some good changes. Janali says, definitely the best original chapter we've had in a while. I 100% agree. Pretty balanced killer, interesting survivor that already has a ton of mains and a very aesthetically pleasing map with cool Easter eggs like the arcade palette and some okay perks. I agree. Fluffy Fury says, literally my favorite original chapter to date. I agree. The Unknown is my second favorite killer, first being Max. Billy, okay. Sable is awesome and the map is fun for me. It's a little tough for killer, but it's a cool map. Overall, best chapter in DBD. Yeah, that's what I was saying. The man with the Scooby stack says it's so meh, really. Killer is all right. Killer's pretty fun. Survivor is cool. Perks are kind of shit. Yeah, but I like that. All the killer updates were kind of ass. Maps nice though. The thing is that I like when perks aren't like the next meta defining perk. I don't want meta defining perks. I want perks that are kind of cool and kind of bad, right? Like, Strength in the Shadows is Sable's best perk. And then she's got Invocation Spiders, which is dog shit. And then she's got Wicked, which is also dog shit. Fight me about it. You know, but then the Unknown has Unforeseen, which is great. It's an amazing perk. Then he has Unbound, which is meh. And then he has Undone, which is complete dog shit. You know what I mean? Subwoofer Vertex says, fuck, you wrote me a fucking essay. All right, let's do this. As for the killer, I think it's what everyone wanted. A killer that isn't too strong, too weak, is easy to understand. Visually, and the Unknown is great. In my opinion, it's been a while since Behavior made a killer that doesn't need to hide its terror radius and jump out at you to be scary. The body horror from the Unknown personally gives me the creeps, and I hope Behavior makes more original chapters that can be scary. As for Sable Ward, if I saw her tome, I'd probably like her a bit more, but I guess Artisan's Arena needed tomes more than she and the Unknown did. For now, I'm just glad that we can have a new fetish character, so we can give Fung and Michaela a break. The perks were okay, none of them were meta-changing, and that's fine, although I do think Undone was poorly designed, and Weaving Spiders just made your teammates hate you. My favorite perk was probably Unforeseen. People compared this to Trail of Torment, but I would compare it to Dark Devotion. Trail of Torment leads you to an adjective, while Unforeseen leads you away, and I always wanted to another Dark Devotion. Right now, all things wicked is what a Binding of Kin wishes it could be. The only thing I could complain about this chapter is the map. I love the looks of the map, but the gameplay of the map is too big, and the palettes feel easy to play around, and even the palettes next to each other aren't that good, so you know what, it's not a Garden of Joy, so it's fine. I do hope we can get a map that takes the place inside of a mall. There are a lot of things you could do with a mall-themed map. Overall, I think All Things Wicked was a successful chapter. Killer is fun, the Survivor resonated with a lot of people, and the new map is nice to look at. Good chapter. Let's hope the next chapter is the same way. Okay, so I fully agree with like most of this, like 99% of this. A new fetish character is a wild thing to say. I know what you mean, but that was a wild drop. Undone was poorly designed. I don't think Undone was poorly designed. I just think that it's a perk that needs a different way to gain tokens. I would say hook states gain like 1, 2, or 3 tokens. You know what I mean? So like you can like go like all match like hooking people, and then like at the end of the match you could do it up to a maximum, right? Like do it up to a maximum of like 9 tokens or something. So every 3 hook states are. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. Basically, every 3 hook states should give like 10 tokens or 12 tokens or something like that, right? So it does 12% and then blocks the gen for, you know what I mean? That's how I think it should do. You should gain tokens based on your hook states up to a maximum of blah, blah, blah. So you can't just like, you know, you can't hook fucking, I mean, let's be real. If you get like 9 hooks in and then you go to kick a gen, you've pretty much already won the game. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. Essential Gamer says the Unknown is the first killer I actually find extremely creepy, so I instantly decided to main him. Sable is every degenerate's dream with her being goth. The map is super cool and unique. The teasers leading up to the reveal were super good. Yeah, exactly. The teasers are actually what brought me back to Dead by Daylight. I reinstalled and played Dead by Daylight because of the teasers for the Unknown. Taking controversy out of the equation, one of the best unlicensed chapters this game has ever had. Agreed, Def Squid. Last May says, great killer with a unique aesthetic, being the closest to a creepypasta killer so far. Good balance power. Agree. Phenomenal map. Half and half. Agree. And an interesting survivor with a fun new perk type and a lot of solid perks. Mostly agree. Meow, one of the greatest chapters ever made. It's like they channeled all the good energy into it from the mid chapter, leaving it a stinky husk. Yes. One of the greatest chapters ever made. I agree. Slade, the Unknown is fun, and I am a Sable main because Goth Mommy and basement themed perks. Also with the new Unforeseen perk, it has brought a new level of horror and paranoia to my jump scare builds. All Things Wicked was a behavior W in my opinion, and I can't wait to try out Vecna with my jump scare build. And me being a D&D nerd, this next chapter is perfect. Yes, exactly. And by the way, if you're a Dungeons & Dragons nerd, just to let you know, I have a channel where I do Dungeons & Dragons content, so you should check that out. It's linked down in the description. It's called Kaiser the Bard. Yeah, so go watch my videos on the other channel too. Anthony, I came back to the game right as it came out. I've really liked it and brought my love back, my love to DBD back. That's great, man. I'm fucking happy to hear it. Rick says, compared to most of the original chapters that recently preceded it, I think it was a huge success. Fun killer, extremely popular survivor, new trial mechanic to watch grow. Pretty good all around. Yes, absolutely. Rabbit says, I love the tone. I feel like Sable's story was diving too much into the I'm not like the other girls trope, but other than that, I like the tone of this chapter. It was phenomenal and possibly my favorite in a long time. So there's a pretty good consistency going on of people being like, this is the best original chapter we've gotten in ages. Ghost King, the chapter is honestly a huge breath of fresh air compared to the last 2 original chapters. Both the Unknown and Sable are great additions. I agree. Puppeteer says, besides being a nice return to horror in the darker aspects of DBD, with the Unknown being a genuinely terrifying creature with lore that's still not fully understood. And I don't think it ever will be fully understood. I think that's kind of the point of it, which is something that I really enjoy about the Unknown's lore. Personally, however, my favorite thing is somewhat a mix of the story and implications. Sable is one of the few survivors who have access to magic in the entity's realm. I always love the idea of survivors using the entity's magic just like the killers can, flavor-wise at least. I love Repress Alliance for that reason. I want to see more unnatural survivors, ones who are willing to dive deeper into these things, invocations, boons, and to an extent a few other perks. I'm honestly excited to see more of the supernatural on the survivor side. I agree. Tickle Monster says, nothing much to say about the new chapter other than the map. For some reason, I love the vibe and the aesthetic of the map so much. It's actually my new favorite. I haven't really played Unknown or Sables, but still it was great and well-received chapter. I agree. We got a baddie wife 10 out of 10 material. It recently added a fun factor to the game. Sable is cool too. I see what you did there, Dak. I see you. Star Raising says, love the grenade part of the Unknown's power, hate the teleporting part. I wonder why. Love Sable and all her perks, and by proxy, the concept of invocations. Invocations is really unique. I really like invocations. Hate how we get another chapter that has a direct link between the survivor and the killer instead of a thematic one. I hate the new map just in general. I agree. Wait, no, I don't hate this part. I like the direct links. But I do hate the new map. Spawns there, so just holding the amount of gens in the forest. Wait. Yeah, okay. Shady says, don't normally care for originals much. Really? Really? I mainly stick around for the cool licensed content from the occasional franchise we get that I actually like. All Things Wicked, though, actually had me pretty excited. Visually, The Unknown is cool, was a little disappointed by the power after the teasers, but it is what it is. Absolutely love Sable. Definitely the best original in years. The map is awesome, too. I don't think I've ever heard somebody say that they don't care for originals and they only play the game for licensed content. I mean, I knew they were out there. I just didn't know. Like, I've never heard it, you know? And finally, we got Moggs. All Thing Wicked was literally the best chapter of this year in Dead by Daylight. I agree. Amazing killer with an interesting power. Best killer power this year. Incredibly popular survivor with Sable. And also the best of the year. Best of the new... And this Perk's kind of mixed, but nothing game-breaking. So that's it then. It's a pretty well-received chapter, and I really hope that Behavior sees all of this positive reception that the chapter 31 got and starts putting it toward their future original chapters. Overall, everything was just really, really good. There were a couple of flaws, but I mean, are we ever going to have a perfect chapter? That's the real question. You know what I mean? So other than that, let me know what you guys think down below. And hey, we're already, by the time you're seeing this video, playing Vecna. So maybe let me know what you think about Vecna so far in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And as always, a great big special thank you to my channel members listed on screen now. If you want to find out how to become a channel member today, get awesome perks like seeing videos early, merch discount codes, and more, then please click that join button down below. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in the next one. Can't get enough daily Dead by Daylight content? Then check out my second channel, The Kaiser Extras, where I upload gameplay footage, me reacting to your Dead by Daylight clips, and more. We also have a new short that goes live every single day, so you can catch up on all the greatest clips from stream. We'll see you over there. Link is in the description.